Hey everybody, what's up? It's Nick Lydorf. This is episode 90 of Off the Clock. I've done 90 live videos in a row. This is nuts. I've got 365 for the year to do, and got a lot more to do. But very excited that you came in and stopped by tonight. Got a really special guest. I'm really excited to have her. She's very funny, one of the nicest people in comedy I've ever met, and I'm excited for you to get to hear more about her, and we'll talk about all the things that she's got going on. Very successful, super funny. So let's bring her on. Let's give a warm welcome to Sam Rager. Sam.
Hey, how's it going,
Hey,
Nick?
how are you?
Pretty good. Those are such amazing adjectives that you used to describe me.
Oh,
I've been feeling like the pandemic has made me into an angry person.
oh, you're not alone. I will. I agree with you. And well, how so? I mean, so share with me what are your thoughts on that? Why do you think that? I don't think that changes anything about you, whether or not you're an angry person. So even if you are super pissed about I don't think it changes any of the things I said. But do you want to argue with me?
I've been waiting, Nick.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I've been holding like the end is nigh signs. Like if
Mhm.
like it's all spelled out in masks and hand sanitizer bottles.
Yeah,
I
I can agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And then last year at this time, I was like maybe posting on social media like once every other day. And now it's like 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Some are quotes that I find on like suicide hotline websites that I like use as a pick me up.
That's what I like about your humor. It's really dark, and I enjoy that because some people try and do it, and they don't do it well, and it can really creep people out. But you're very good at finding the funny in very dark situations. And so, tell me. I mean, I've known you for a while, but share with me how you. Is that just your personality? How did you, do you try and do that? Or is that just where you gravitate towards? Like what's up with that?
Such like a weird upbringing and that being like a defense mechanism. So when
Mm.
we would like have to take my mom to the hospital and be like my sister and I, we would be joking around about like the emergency contact and putting down like Josiah in the highest or the Messiah or like every word that we could think of for the Lord.
Yeah.
And um we would so it started like doing kind of like stuff like that back in the day and progressed and sometimes I don't realize I'm being dark until people tell me. They're like, that's a really dark joke. I was like, oh, that's just baseline for me. That's not even as dark as
That was you filtering. You were filtering because other people were there. So how excuse me. Oh, Jesus. How long have you been doing comedy? Why did you start? And kind of, yeah, go from there. And then we can talk about what you're doing now later. But start me off with that.
I've been doing comedy for 9 years, but I'm not even sure how much I can count the ninth or this like past
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. It's an asterisk, right? Like it's like baseball during the steroid era. Like how do you're just like, it's there, but how much can we really count it? But I get that. Yeah, we're all in
Mhm.
the same boat.
Yeah, and I started at Ridley's
Nice.
mhm, and just kept on branching out from there. I think the longest I ever drove to an open mic was 14 hours.
Oh wow. One
I
way or both ways?
One
Still,
way.
either way.
One
Holy shit. Wow. That's the longest I've ever heard of.
I
That's you
didn't
win.
know where it was, and then once I signed up, I was like, I'm committed.
Was it like actually that far away, or like did you get lost and you're like, I'm committed now, and then you just like it was only like 4 hours away, but you got really lost, or how did that happen? Where was it at?
It was at the Comedy Catch in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
I thought you were gonna say at the Comedy Castle. I'm like, that's where you started.
Like, we were just real drunk, and all the streets looked the same.
My car wouldn't turn left, and yeah, the Comedy Catch. That's cool. How many years in when you decided to do that?
I was a year. I was a year in.
Cool. So, what? I mean, did you act in high school? Were you a family performers, or like not like not like circus performer, but like were your family, did they have a history of performing? I guess is the question I inartfully asked you. Like, did your family have were they artistic or anything like that?
My mom wanted to be a writer when she was growing up, and then my dad was like a con artist, so he did that. And then
Both artists. It's nice.
yes, very creative spirits.
That's funny.
Um,
Yeah.
he also did like a lot of acting when he would like use my mom's illness to get us like free tickets to Disney, and like the amount he could beef up for that those pity tickets.
Yeah. Well, character work, that's good. I mean, it's a lot of, yeah. So when you were growing up, and did you do any theater or anything like that?
I did. I was a tree in first grade. I dropped the acorn on little Chicken Little's head.
All right.
And
What I heard was a powerful performance, so that was highly reviewed. All the trades thought you did a very compelling work as the tree.
yeah, some could say I overshadowed Chicken Little.
So how did you branch out after that?
I just really blossomed in high school. In high school I did theater my junior and senior year. I tried doing it in middle school too, but like I was given an intermission dancer role, which is like a pity role. Like, we wanted to cut you, but and I was like, yeah, I was in 8th grade and everyone else were like 5th and 6th graders. And we had to wear like little shorts, and like I was huge. And so I was like kind of scarred from that for a while.
Oh no. So you had to dance during intermission?
Yeah, tap dance during.
Oh wow. Wow. So they say it's a lost art. How do you still tap? Are you?
No, I got rid of the shoes. I've been there's a couple of adult tap dancing classes near me that I really want to take.
It's got to be a little risky when they put adult in front of anything dancing, like adult tap dancing. You're gonna get, you don't know who you're gonna get. Someone comes in and is like, oh, I get it. All right, see you later. Good luck, everybody.
So many disappointed faces. But like tap dancing during intermission is like almost like check drop.
Yeah. Which if people aren't stand-up comedians watching this, the check drop is like at the end of the show, when the venue and the servers bring out the check, and it's a highly anxiety causing event because no one's paying attention at that point. They're pissed off about like, I didn't order this. Did you eat? 2 orders of breadsticks, like that kind of stuff, and then you just lose them at that point. So you basically just have to take the audience by the ears and say, pay attention to me for 5 more minutes. That's what the check drop is. So I'd say that to say what your tap dancing was like during the intermission.
But now I know it's a tap dance during check drop. No. I'm gonna bring that to my set.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could be triple threat, Sam Rager. That could be, yeah. That's great. I could never dance in public like that. That would be so many drugs would have to be consumed. Uppers, downers, alcohol, benzos, slippy flippies. I don't know, something.
Maybe that's what caused my mom to start taking them. That's my kid right there. I'm gonna need a bigger bottle. All
right, I'm out. Well, see ya. Oh, so so you performed, and what made you wanted to just say let's do stand up after that? What was your path after that?
I did anthropology in college, and
nice.
Thank you. I did a bunch of like national conferences where I was presenting on the distal end of like the femur, and doing these like presentations where in order to have the cutouts so big, I could only do that half of the femur. So they looked kind of like penises. And I would make the audience at the conference, like different ones, like stand with the different stages of fusion and like make penis jokes. All of these like
that's good. Like, I didn't sign up for this. I want to hear about femur.
Doing crowd work at NCUR.
I then you give him the soft shoe at the end, and that's how you end. Big finish, a musical number, big finish at the end. So when you probably told that first penis joke on stage, you got a tremendous rush, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's what hooked you, right? Is that, or no?
Yeah, so I did that, and then in high school, I would always like my last few years in high school, I was always trying to be like the class clown. And as long as I could make people laugh, I was like happy. And that came my junior year when my math teacher was like giving us this like big lecture, and he was like, you all are goofing off in this class, and like you have to take it seriously because in college you're all gonna end up failing. And I was like, can't we like sleep with the professor? I'm pretty sure people get A's that way too.
That's great. That's great.
Stunned. And then went on to the normal lesson. He like couldn't come up with a rebuttal to that. The class like burst into laughter though, and then it was like always math classes too, because the math teachers are always like more cool, like or cooler with you doing that.
Yeah.
But one of the valedictorians, my graduating class had 8 valedictorians.
Whoa.
And to do the speech, instead of like having just one, and then they each had to do like a short a speech about a character quality that they think was important that we take with each of us after high school. And some people did like hard work, and like the person who did like humor like mentioned me. They're like, and this thing that Sam did. I was like, yes.
That's great. Oh, that's super cool. So you liked performing, you get that rush of laughter, right? I mean, I know that's what I experienced. It's like, wow, this is really cool. And like, how do I keep doing it? And like, for me, I didn't really even think about stand-up comedy until I had a wife and a child, and I'm like, I got to get out of this house. And then someone signed me up for an open mic, and then I loved it. But so how did you find that path to comedy? How did you, did someone tell you about it? Did someone, say, hey, you got to do this? What was your path?
I just started looking up comedy classes in the area, and I
Mm-hmm.
came across the one at the castle, and it took me like a year and a half to actually sign up for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like going through a breakup is when I eventually signed up for it. But when I like floated the idea to my ex when we were still together, he's like, "It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. You're not
Oh,
gonna really do much with it."
wow, what a terrible person. Yeah. Because you obviously have. And it's always good.
Yeah.
Was that Bill Burchardt's course?
Hmm.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah, ended up coming to my graduation show, which was super supportive, which I was
Yeah.
pleasantly, even after we broke up, he like came and his whole family came. It was awesome.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
bad start, but good finish. So that's cool.
Where was
So
your
after
first open mic? Sorry.
what was my first? Okay, so there's a place in Lansing called Sir Pizza, and it's actually right over by my office now. And one of my friends, Malik, like just says like, you got to do this. You've been talking about this enough. Like, just do it. And then so he signed me up, and then he's like, it's next week, and I'm like, oh my god. So I just super anxious person. Like, I have a lot of anxiety issues, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. And I wore shorts the first time because no one told me that that was not a good idea, and I actually did pretty well. Like, it was I only had like two family members there, so it wasn't like I brought like the entire place, but it was good. I did well, and then they had a competition the next month, and I made it to the finals of that, and then some guy won who was like the anchor of the news station here, and he did like a lip sync to some Men at Work song, and I'm like, what? Like, and then that was my first taste of like the bitter disappointment of comedy sometimes, that
No, I liked that even at that point, you're like, really? Is
right.
that
Yeah.
it's gonna
I'm just
win?
looking around like, this is a joke. Like, he's not even doing anything. It's like
How
if I
long
just
were you
got up there and
talking?
fell down for 5 minutes. But
How long
uh,
were you talking about wanting to do it before you signed up?
like at least 3-4 years, I think. And I was just so just afraid of failure. And now it's just like, whatever. It's sometimes, the batting average is much, much better. And, I just don't know why I didn't start earlier. I don't know. That's one of those. Now I'm an old man, Sam.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
COVID has taken my lifeblood. I'm gonna 40 years old now.
no, I'm so jealous of like people who had like already had kids and
Mm.
all that before comedy, because like you and your partner like already figure that out as you go along, whereas like now it'd be like a big thing for me to spring on Santiago to be
Oh,
like,
right, right,
oh,
right.
we're both busy, let's bring a
Yeah,
newborn into the
yeah, right into the mix. Let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I'm actually probably a terrible father, because like it was only like 8 weeks after my son was born that I did my first open mic. Um, Looking back on it, probably not the greatest timing, but it had to happen sometime. So, yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
you both have such a good dynamic and like an understanding. Like Santiago does not
yeah,
want kids at all, and I feel like at least one of the people has to want it, want
right,
them, like the baby, for it to
yeah,
really work.
right. Right. That is, yeah. I think that's generally how it works. Yeah, it's a lot though. I will tell you that. Like, I can't imagine having another one. It's you grew up. I'm an only child, and my wife's an only child, and my son's an only child. So we're comfortable just having three weirdos in the house that have no siblings, just three only children demanding attention at all times. But you have siblings, and what's that like?
It's great having just an instant best friend.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
She has 4 kids, so I'm like, well,
Wow.
if I never have any, like she had enough for both of us.
Show off.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Look at me, my healthy reproductive system. Yeah. Well, so yeah, that's gotta, is that obviously I'm not a woman. Is that pressure when you have a sibling that has that? What's that like? Is that uncomfortable, or how does that work?
Um, Not really. I think any
Okay.
pressure that I ever have is like always self-imposed. Like, man, I wish I had given them cousins to play with or something.
Mm.
Um, we talked about Santiago and I talked about like potentially like fostering kids like down the
Yeah.
road or like adopting down the road, just when we have life a little bit more figured out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I can be like, here's your new cousins.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Um, let's see. So so you do the class, you graduate, you do your graduation show, you crush it. And how did you want, so what was your plans? Like, what were your goals? You just like, I just want to do this for fun, or like, are you a competitive person, or like what did you tackle? What was your goal, I guess, when you first finished that?
I think my goal was to just keep on performing. I didn't have any like
Yeah.
big goals at the time. And I remember telling myself, like, well, if I'm not like that successful at it, I'm like in my first couple of years, like by the time I'm 25, I should just stop because like entertain anything in entertainment and women, like that's it. And then now
Mm.
I'm so glad I didn't. I'm
Yeah.
like, I would
Yeah.
have only been like 3 years in. Hold your horses.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't that. I'm still don't think I'm that good, but I think right now my goal is just to like find people who like my humor and um be able to like fill a room with
Right.
that kind of crowd.
Yeah. It's, as we're doing it longer, I've done it, I think 1 year less than you. But yeah, that's always the challenge, is like when you're opening for somebody, like they came to see someone or like that kind of humor, and it's like it'd be nice to have, 100 people that just love your stuff, and see how that would do. But like that's part of working your way up. We've had to perform in front of crowds that people aren't into what you're doing, and then how do you adapt, and that makes you funnier, and then it's a very like experience oriented kind of craft. I don't know,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that?
No, agreed.
Hmm.
And when I performed at the Ordoc in Marquette,
Yeah.
I would the last time I was there was in November 2019, and it was like the closest I had ever gotten to that because some people had driven there from Wisconsin and some people had driven like 3 hours to like see my set because of
Yeah.
album that I released.
Yeah. So yeah, I had the same experience. I want to talk about your album too, but because I'm really interested in the process and how you worked on that, because I was gonna do one until the world fell apart. But I had that same experience with that room too, and I was there with Adam Deggy, and we just had like one of those nights where it's just like, this is awesome. Like this is like everyone was into like absolutely every joke that we told, and people were like buying us drinks, and like, like we're just like, I think we walked back to the place, but I
Yeah,
don't
because
remember too
the
much.
hotel used to be like, or oh, did you stay at the hotel or the Airbnb?
We stayed in an Airbnb.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
right up the hill though. It's like real close.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember how we got there, but a lot of people bought a lot of drinks and beer, and I was like, I'm not driving, so I'm gonna enjoy this because this is sweet. Like, I wish I could just, other than the crippling snow and seasonal depression that I would probably get by living up there. Other than that, it sounds like this is a great place. But yeah, we had that same experience. So, mention your album. I want to talk about that. So how, which is a huge deal. I mean, like for any comedian, like I know some people that did something like really early on, and you know, that's cool that they did that. You did it, and it was, how did you say, hey, I'm going to do this? What were your goals for that? How did you work up to it and prepare? Kind of fill me in on some of your thoughts on getting ready for that, and why do it, and your preparations for it.
I the year leading up to that, so I recorded it in 2018. And that January and February, I was working a job that I had been at for like 6 years. I was working like 100-hour weeks towards the end,
Wow.
and I like snapped.
Wow.
And then I started a different job, which was terrible. And I lasted that job for like 3 months, and then I was laid off. And I was just like feeling so depressed and like down on myself. And seeing a therapist, and the therapist is like, what's something that would help you kind of get through this? And I was like, well, maybe like making an album, like putting something that I'm passionate about to like the forefront.
Yeah.
And then I kind of put everything in there, because I was like sad about doing like the job search and like getting so many rejection letters from that like planning the album was like the only positive thing that was like really keeping me going during that.
Yeah, that's really cool. Very well received. I was working across the state, I think, when you recorded it, so I'm forever pissed that I missed it. But it's great. I love it, and I want people to definitely check it out. How do they find it?
It is on every streaming service.
Yep. And also, you've been on SiriusXM, right?
Yeah, I'm on Raw Dog. I'm on the Raw Dog channel, and then the She's So Funny channel.
That's awesome. There's nothing cooler than listening to SiriusXM and then like, holy shit, that's my friend. Which it's happened a handful of times. You and Robert Jenkins are the ones that I've listened to. I'm just about my day, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is so cool. Like, I know them. I want to pull in, like, hey, I know this person on the radio. What? You think I'm crazy? Oh, okay, sorry.
You know what one you heard?
I don't remember,
because I look at the sheet.
I think I was just I was giddy that it was like playing, and I'm like, oh my god, because I saw your name on the thing. Like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, I look at what they played, and I was like, they played that? Like, that's not even that good.
I've heard that. I've heard people say that. That's like a common thing that I've heard, that, you know, people that have gotten on, which I find a very braggadocious thing to say, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. Of all the tracks that I had, they played this. No, but
if you self-submit to Sirius, make sure to like load as many keywords in as you can for each track, because the DJs don't have time to listen to each track fully. So if they're like, oh, I want to make a day that is about this topic, then
write that down. That's a great note. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, that's got to be like very, because it can be such a lonely career. It can be such a long, arduous slog through the mud, you know, kind of thing, that when it happens and you get selected to do something like that, like, how did you learn about that, and what was that feeling like?
Learn about
Sirius when they're like, hey, we're gonna play some of your stuff.
I was mind blown. I didn't think that like they would accept any of my tracks. And then when I found out that they had accepted it, it was like 2 days before I got another email from customer service, because I had asked to like, hey, I'm just like checking in to see if I got accepted. And then a customer service person was like, we don't accept I mean, you can submit it, but we don't actually like consider them. And I was like, so she responded to that, but I had sent that email like months prior, and she like she had just,
Oh, okay.
and I wanted to be like, I already got in.
Oh,
So
well,
there's
you'd be like, well, you're stupid because I've already got in. Suck it, serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have some awesome DJs who there who have been super nice to me, and I am very appreciative of that. And I still can't believe that I got on sometimes. And then I was super happy when Bob Phillips posted that picture of like it playing, and I'm like, yay!
Yeah.
It helped
Yeah.
solidify it. And I know that there are
Yeah.
people who have heard the album who are like, she doesn't deserve that. I know that
Mm.
people who were there the night of the recording, I know that they came to hate watch, which is where
Oh,
you go and you like hope. You can tell they were
yeah.
hoping for a train wreck.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about this because this is something that, because you're such a nice person, and I want to share the story because I had been, there was a time when I was really frustrated. I felt like I was working really hard and I wasn't really, getting in certain places, and like, which is hard. It's really hard to, when I'm, 38 years old. You talked about age and entertainment and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, like maybe this just isn't for me. And like, you went to bat for me and you got my first headlining gig, and that was in Ann Arbor. And that was one of the coolest things, and I will forever be grateful for you for that, because it was that this is okay. Well, I'm going to delete this. So people are just, the thing about the chat. So I don't know if we can see it on YouTube. People, you talked about hate stuff. Like when you put anything out on YouTube, actually for a minute, people just can be really terrible to people. And this person who just comments, like, my mom always told me, if you don't have anything nice to say, then just shut your mouth, and like, that's one of the things that is so frustrating with putting anything out there, and why I think that good things come to people that are kind to everybody, because you were so kind to me, and I'm sure that was some karma that you built along with being highly talented that helped, because I was in this point where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not like feeling like I'm progressing, and then you're like, hey, do you want to headline this room? Like, yeah, that, and you set that up, and I'm forever grateful for that, and that was very, such a kind thing to do, because not many people would do that.
You
So I just
deserved
want
it.
to tell
You
you that.
definitely deserved it.
Yeah. So that is one of those things where not hate. I'm a former English teacher, truly not being, just want to help. Well, here's the thing. You're not helping. This is one of the things, I'm just going to put this on blast right now. Sorry. But like, this is the
Oh,
thing
it's
we
okay.
deal
I
with.
don't mind. It's like see, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. I'm sorry, Sonny. It's such a
Don't
nervous tick.
apologize. Don't
It's a
apologize.
nervous tick of mine.
Jesus. People are just, it never ceases to amaze me how people can just be mean. It's not really helpful. It's like, oh, I'm just trying to be helpful. No, it's not. It's not helpful at all. And it's like one of those things. Well, I sorry to just derail the thing, but this is my friend John, who created a Twitter account of me, and he's saying hi hi Sam. So it makes it whenever, because what he likes to do is, if I ever post anything on Twitter, he will write or comment on it or like it as me. So it makes me look like I'm some sort of psycho that like likes my own posts and loves my stuff. So I love that guy. But
I love it. I was thinking, how is he doing that at the same time?
I know. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, and then he's like, Nick, you can be hypersensitive. I know. I understand that. I get that. I understand it. It's because I'm as I'm learning more about myself and my wife is into like crystals and shit. It's like I'm a Cancer male, so that means that I expect everyone to just be on their best behavior, and when people aren't, it pisses me off. So, and then here's Jackie Marpa. What if Nick is actually? This is like some documentary now where I'm typing with another screen, but I appreciate everyone derailing me because I was seeing red there for a minute. Because it pisses me off.
No,
So let's talk about that. Like, yeah.
I do it a lot. So I'm happy that Sunny mentioned that because there are so many times where I rewatch other interviews and that exact thing, me using like to lean on, it annoys me so much and I cringe at it. So I'm glad Sunny put it there.
Well, I blocked her, so whatever. So anyway, it just pisses me off. And I guess I am hypersensitive, but like, especially when I have my friend on here and like we're trying to talk about something productive and then people just can't be, if you don't have anything to say, just sit there or don't watch. That's like, doing these videos on some people, which I'm glad that you will indulge me here later. We're gonna watch a sovereign citizen video here in a little bit, and I want to get your take on some of these people. But it's just people are just unhappy, and I don't know. They look to try and as I'm getting older, like I'm struggling with like listening and how to react to people that say things to try and get a reaction, and sometimes I fail, like I just did 5 minutes ago when I had lost it.
I did some shows this summer that were on Zoom, and seeing like cyberbullying,
oh my god,
cyberbullying, real time, people being like, "You're not funny," people saying, "Quit,
whoa,
I hope you die,"
wow.
everyone on these Zoom shows, and I saw so many comics like snap. So many comics snap under the pressure.
Yeah, that would probably be me. That's why I probably didn't do too many Zoom shows. Because I would just lose it. I'm like, where are you at? I'm gonna come find you. I just leave, and then you hear the car door slam and drive away. All right, you better run. I'm coming. Wherever you are, Jared 5798 or whatever this stupid thing is. Oh,
I know it sounds creepy, but sometimes when I am very annoyed with people on social media, I look them up on True People search and then screenshot their addresses and post it on their wall just so they know how easily it can be found.
That is a good idea, Sam. I am going to do that. That is in my arsenal right now. Look out. Yeah. It's so let's talk about this for a moment. And so what's it? I mean, obviously we have two different experiences. We do the same thing, but we come at it from two different perspectives as, different types of people. So what, and not enough people talk about this, and I'd like to get your take on it. Like, how terrible can people be to female comedians?
Very terrible. I've had Booker try to put his hand up my skirt. I have had another comic try to put his hand up my shirt and get gropey with that.
Yeah.
I have had another comic tried to give me Funny or Die tickets in exchange for sexual favors.
Jeez. That's just so crazy. And what about audiences too? Like, what kind of things have you had to go through? Like, because I think, I don't think that person would have said anything if there were two males here, just to be honest. I don't think that person would have said something to you if you were a man? I'm just going to be that when I flew off the handle 5 minutes ago. I, normally they just tell me to like eat shit or like, like you're stupid or like stuff like that. But what's that like? I mean, being on stage is a very vulnerable thing. And what's that like being a female comedian and doing that? What's that like? I guess I would love to hear your, are there times you felt like you've not been safe on stage or after a show or things like that?
Only a handful of times have dudes shouted out things while I was on stage to try and hit on me.
Yeah.
The most recent thing that happened, it was one of the few shows that I did so far during quarantine. It was this past fall, and an audience member came up behind me and did weird thrusting motions.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So in my mind, I was thinking like comedy's back.
It's like when you see the first robin of that spring is sprung. The first audience member tries to make some sort of sexual innuendo after a show. It's great again, isn't it? Isn't it just amazing?
I can feel your nethers trying to rub up against me. You're not 6 feet away.
That's just terrible.
I need to look up the range on mace or pepper spray and see if it's
right.
a 6 feet rating.
Yeah, COVID is 6 feet. Well, apparently, we've got a berth of 6 feet that we can get. But how much can you get? How far can you shoot pepper spray? How direct can it be? Is it just a mist, or can you really be accurate with it?
Sometimes
yeah.
I go through dry spells maybe of me not seeing any of these situations, and I kind of forget about it a little bit for myself. And then I have other comics who happen to be female in the scene who it's like all of my experiences are just very tiny in comparison. So many of the women in the Michigan scene have seen a lot.
Yeah. As I'm, talking to more people, I'm definitely hearing that, and that's sad. And I don't know how we can work on that. I mean, I don't know what to do except we just keep talking about it. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. So yeah, I mean, in that situation, did the booker do anything to, like, when the guy's like dry, humping you, I guess, like, I can't even believe I'm saying that actually happened, but I can't. Did anyone say anything or do anything?
No, it's one of those uncomfortable situations where people didn't really know how to respond.
Jesus.
So people laughed uncomfortably, but a lot of times in the moment, I think it puts people on the spot, and a ton of people don't know how to react. I think the last time that like a comic, and it wasn't even gropey or assaulty, but last time a comic stood up was actually Robert Jenkins was sticking up for me at a festival, and a reporter came over and he said, I want to interview comedians, and he gave questions to all of the men there and didn't give me a question. Sitting at the table, and Robert said, why didn't you ask Sam anything?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm only talking to comics. And yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
Jesus.
So yeah, Robert stood up for me even more, and this guy got real frazzled and followed us out of the restaurant shouting at us.
Whoa. Wow, way to double down, bud. That's
And,
great.
and Robert was just laughing so hard which made the guy angrier, but
Oh, I love it when you could, if you really want to piss somebody off, you laugh at them even more.
And
Yeah.
Keith Bergman was there and Pat Stewart was there, and they were also sticking up for me as well, as the
Was this
guy.
at Savage Henry?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Man, that's just frustrating. And yeah, so well, sorry to be a downer. I mean, Jesus, I don't know what I didn't mean to, but I think we need to talk about that stuff. This is, it's something
I'm
that
sorry I got Sunny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kicked off.
That's me. That's not on you. So I'll apologize later, maybe, probably not. But it just makes me upset. Just don't say anything. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. And as my friend John says, I'm an only child, so I'm used to being catered to. Thank you, John. He wonders why the friendship is strained. He just loves to pile on. Anyway, I love him. So I wanted to watch a video with you, if it's okay, and because I'm fascinated with sovereign citizens, and I'm fascinated with people that think the rules don't apply to them. And you being a comedian, me being a comedian, I'd love to get your take on some of the stuff. This one I have not watched. So with your permission, if this is okay with you, I would love to play this video. And then if at any time you want to say anything, just say stop and I can stop the video and we could discuss what is happening.
I'll follow your lead on when you want to stop, because I am always terrified of stepping on toes.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that I reacted irrationally to the woman in the chat earlier, but you have nothing to fear, Sam. So, all right, here we go. This is a video that I found today. It looks old school sovereign citizen, OG. So let me play this and make sure that we get a little preface here. So this is Ernie Wayne, Montana Natural Man. So I'm excited. Here we go. There's a brief intro where it plays these slides. It's Three Forks, Montana. All right.
Today, we are the aborted children of the American nation.
What's that?
Did he say
coming in strong? He said we are the aborted children of the American nation. You just led with that.
Tri-corner hat too?
It is indeed. Yes. And he's wearing the Mexican flag, I think. He's wearing, I don't know what it is. The camera work is terrible. So I don't know. I had to stop because the opening line intrigued me because I wanted to know where he's going from that. But and the camera work's not mine. The video work. This is just something that I found. Here we go.
And today, we are one. We are one. My voice is yours, and your voice is mine.
No.
This information here, all you free thinkers, free lovers, truth seekers.
Wait, can you pause it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I can't read it. The camera.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I can't tell if the camera guy's laughing or if he's on
right, or he's on some sort of substance. Yeah.
Or person. I don't want to assign a gender to.
Yeah. So living free person, and he's capitalizing and underlining. I don't know what that means, but living free person, your proper name, and are eternal trustee through universal right to life, natural laws, versus any appearance in all capital letters. Then I can't read the rest of it. I think you command a lot of respect when you wear a tri-corner hat, and especially when you capitalize everything and underline it. Like, I don't know if you've ever had emails with people that are just in all caps. I just instantly delete it. So All right, good. I'm glad you pointed that out
I
because
feel
I
like
wanted to be
with
able to
the
read.
random letters, not even the whole word, but the random letters underlined, I'm like, is this some sort of National Treasure movie? Is this a puzzle we need to figure out, like the Da Vinci Code?
I think one of the puzzles we need to figure out is where it all went wrong for Ernie. He looks like Natural Man. If someone said, "Hey, the Natural Man's here," and I saw this guy, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's got to be the Natural Man." All right, let's keep going. It's not all like this. I don't want to give anyone a seizure. It's not all like
To your souls.
camera work.
Use your minds and awaken. Lift up.
Oh wow, we got to watch this. So fiction equals property, invented and copyrighted, social security number, buying for Vatican crown or Caesar, which those are two totally different things. I don't know how that's like saying it's like salad dressing or bowling ball. Like you can't have those two separated by a slash. Equals grand identity theft underlined, and then a semicolon, which is an interesting choice. And you never ever are its trustee. When he apostrophize the its, which is not correct, but if I would have not blocked Sunny earlier, she would have been able to point that out. Sorry. And then he quotes, "Render unto Caesar which is Caesar's, but unto God that which is life," and he capitalized that. So
Yeah,
interesting.
You could read that bottom part.
I'm really tapping into these people. I've got a real.
Is that a popular quote with them?
I know, but I feel that I'm channeling Natural Man while I'm reading it. So let's move past this first. A lot going on. I love the jacket. I don't know what it was. Is that lamb's wool? Alpaca?
I am the living man protected by universal law.
You keep talking, and you're going to be charged with contempt, and you're going to go to jail.
You have already contempted this place.
No, I told
but
you I would
you
if you
are
didn't
trying to
quit
get done
talking.
here. These are the living witnesses to what you're trying to do.
Very
You
good.
are trying to create a fictitious, fraudulent action. You are
This girl's sitting next to him. I don't know if they're together, but this has got to be very intimidating. I don't know if you've ever sat next to someone that's speaking absolute nonsense, but it's very. I've found it to be very uncomfortable because you're like, this crazy is coming out of this guy's mouth, and his face is less than a foot away from mine. I don't want to. The judge is being nicer than I would. I don't know what I don't know how I would react to someone like this, but
I'm impressed with that confidence again to tell a judge that she already contempted a courtroom.
Right. Oh, Garrett, render unto Little Caesars that which is Little Caesars.
I want them to. I want them to use that as their slogan.
They would do very well at the Sovereign Citizens, I would say. They'd put up great third quarter numbers.
Do you know how many signs people could make with those pizza boxes?
Yeah, they're very long. Yeah, they're very wide. That's great. Oh, that's good. All right, there's so much going on. Let's play this.
You are trying to bilk the Federal Reserve by securitizing in all caps commercialized name
Sir,
and notifying them that they are standing in debt now. If you touch me, you will violate natural law. Do not.
If you touch me, you will violate natural law. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. You violate natural law. That is, wow.
It's a bold statement.
It is very bold.
I can't tell if the girl next to him is nodding in agreement to him or nodding when the judge said take him out.
Yeah, they'll have their coats on, which like if they're all together, maybe they expected this was gonna go pretty quickly. But
How
I don't
did
think
that
anyone was.
person get their camera in there?
Good question. Yeah. So this is 2013. Is this like a? I don't know. Maybe this is a cell phone camera. I don't know. Geez, I don't know. Do we have cell phone cameras in 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I don't know. Interesting. Let's see if we can figure
Do
out.
not come near me. I am
Then
protected
shush,
by the land.
shush.
Do not tell me to shut up.
The judge told him to shush. 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 And he was like, "Bruh." It was very guttural. The natural man. Yeah.
I'm excited to see how this escalates.
Yeah.
There's
He's
still
coming in hot. Yeah, there's 6 minutes left.
I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard. That is the Jolly Roger. That thing you call the American flag with the gold fringe around it is the Jolly Roger, and you are acting as one of his privateers.
This is the Jolly Roger? Who was who had the Jolly Roger? Was that Peter Pan? Whose was that?
I would look it up.
Jolly Roger. Man. Or was it Captain? No, that's Captain Hook. Let's see.
This is first year sovereign citizen law class that we are failing right now.
Well, that's weird. My Siri just responded. Interesting. For some reason, my Siri responded, said when I asked what it was, it tried to answer that for me, not realizing that I was on live right now. Oh, here we go. Garrett with the answer. Jolly Roger's traditional English name for flags flown and running a pirate ship. Wow, nice, Garrett. Quick on the cannon. All right, that's wild. Okay, let's see where he goes from there.
Okay, you're here on charge of arrest.
I'm here by special visitation.
Right. And
I've
you're
never
on
let you get away with
obstructing
this.
a
You bet
police
I'm here.
officer. To each charge, could be up to a $500 fine, up to 6 months in jail.
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live.
Well, you
To
pled
live in
not
peace
guilty.
and to live as I need to.
You pled not guilty in this.
He doesn't understand fashion. I will say that. I like the beard. The beard would play very well in 2021. But back in 2013, I think it was getting some looks. But his choices fashion-wise, I don't think he understands that either.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know handlebar mustaches could bend with that fullness.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Kudos to natural man for being
Natural man. He has his own line of deodorants that don't work. Which they work by natural law, which doesn't apply anymore.
I never bleed. Animals bleed. Sound like bah, oink oink.
With your signature on it, sir.
It says prime evidence standing right through it. You bring forward all natural forms of evidence that I'm not prime evidence. I am the living soil.
He is the living soil. So he doesn't understand. He's the natural man. He's living soil. I'm learning a lot about this guy in the first 3 minutes of this video, and I gotta be honest, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I want to write a children's book about how animals treat.
It's called The Natural Man Goes to Court. It's a pop-up book, which I haven't seen this, but I'm pretty sure it probably ends with him being arrested. All right, let's listen to more of this nonsense.
I am not your corporate fiction.
Sir,
Do not danger me.
you're here today on an omnibus hearing. You've already pled not
I am
guilty.
here by special visitation to see to it that you do not danger my natural living man's name.
Are you prepared
That's why
to tell
I'm
the
here.
court if you wish to go to trial on this matter?
This is a trial. Tell
No,
me it's
this
not.
isn't a trial.
Here's my
This is
jury
an
of my
omnibus
peers.
hearing, sir.
You cannot produce a jury of my peers because all juries are selected from a pool of registered voters.
I love the officer's just standing there like, no one's shocked by this. Why is no one doing anything? People are just sitting there like, this is the only entertainment in town, and this is crazy.
Do you think this is
judge is being
Ernie's
so
first
kind.
rodeo?
I don't know. She, looks very kind and kinder than I would be. Sean says, welcome to Ernie Land. Which could be a theme park, natural man theme park, which would be nice. This officer's just like, whatever, I'm getting paid, doesn't matter. And everyone's just listening to this.
And the instant a person registers to vote, their natural ability is appear to comprehend natural law has been dissolved and turned into fiction. There cannot be raised a jury of my peers. It cannot be done.
Excuse me for just a moment.
What?
No way. Get back here and finish this.
Oh.
Hey, get back
Whoa.
here and finish this. The judge has left the courtroom. There you go.
Yeah.
There is nobody in this courtroom.
Yeah.
The judge has
Yeah.
walked out.
Judge, walk down.
I
Everybody up
said
and
no
out.
excuse.
Everybody up and out.
I'm not letting you
Up
go.
and out.
Oh.
Up and out.
What?
Up and out. Follow the man. Get your hand.
What? The judge is right there.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's an interesting spirit tunnel to have to walk through.
Yeah. It's a weird setup on the courtroom.
Hang around. Let's go. Get out of here. Let's go. Don't dally. Let's go.
Don't dally.
Get it? I don't know. Come on, where's the driver?
Things that a natural man would say. Don't dally. Don't dilly either. Or he has a driver apparently.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Who is his chauffeur that day?
It's going home to some lucky lady, I can tell you that much. Quite the catch, the natural man.
If you had
He
to
can make his own furniture.
Where are we going to? Headwater or Bear? Headwater. Stay tight on me.
Stay tight on me.
Try something. It's in your eyes.
Is Headwaters the bar?
I'm sure it is. It's a safe bet, Sam. I think we are safe in assuming that at 9 in the morning they are heading to the bar. Okay. Here we go. November 19th. Ordered arrested for
I
contempt.
have nothing to work with now. Now I'm out here hanging over the abyss. I must make my own way.
I love the outfit change. it's a bolo tie and a tri-cornered hat. Not many people can pull that off. And he's doing very well.
He glued it on.
It's a clip-on. Not many people have the clip-on bolo tie, but if you can't tie it, it's very emasculating as a man to wear the clip-on bolo tie.
Allow Mr.
Why, please give me an honorable answer, is a British recognized esquire asking questions in an American courtroom? Why is title of nobility applied behind this gentleman's name that is recognized as being banned from our country in the 1789 Constitution? Is nobody going to stand for our Constitution?
Allow this. I'm telling you.
I cannot, ma'am. In honor of the Constitution of the United States, I cannot allow a man who carries British recognition for the purposes of British ministerial law to continue to persecute me. I cannot, ma'am. I have to honor the founders, ma'am. I honor the memory of those who fought and died that we could be free of this very type of thing.
You'll be taken up to the jury room where you may watch the proceedings.
Oh, wow.
Reminded you
If I stand up, I give you recognition.
Whoa!
No, pick me up. I cannot give you recognition. I'm constrained.
They're so nice in Montana.
Of 1789. Sir, you're a Bozeman native. What are you doing packing a British recognition? Should be ashamed of yourself. Gentlemen, this is an overthrow of the 1789 Constitution, an overthrow of the Bill of Rights. It is an overthrow of Title 26 United States Code, and above all, it is an overthrow of universal law. Would one of you remove my bolo tie and return it to somebody in the crowd, please, so that it doesn't disappear from this place?
Please, so someone please remove my bolo tie. Oh my God. Oh man. Everything he
Priorities,
says.
Nick.
Yeah. Everything he says is just like prose. It's like like just flies out of the spirit has moved him. And
Do you think they had to take off his hat to get the bolo tie on?
I can't believe they let him wear the hat in court, because most of the times when you appear in court, they're like, you can't wear a hat in court. But they're just so nice there. They're like, can you please stand up, after the judge is like basically placed him in contempt of court. Man. All right. 30 seconds left.
Okay. See to it my stuff makes it back in my bag. I do have a duly appointed court representative, ma'am. He has made his way through everything. Okay. He will speak as my voice.
Oh, I wanted to see the representative.
I know. Who is that guy? who would Big Earn, the natural man, pick as his representative?
It's a cliffhanger. Wow. Do you think it's the person with the camera?
Oh, nice. Yeah, like then the documenteur becomes the subject. Wow. I appreciate you watching that with me. It's fun to have two people make fun of the nonsense that is going on.
So he's still,
I don't know. There's got to be some more videos. Yeah, Sean. There's more videos, right? Oh, let's see. Oh, Sean says he was on Vice TV. I gotta check that out. There's a doc about sovereign citizens. I've seen part of it. I gotta watch that. And Sean is right that it becomes an addiction with sovereign citizens. Like I've fallen down this rabbit hole, and I don't know how to get out. This is my lot in life. Well, so I want to plug your album again. We can get it on. Is it available on iTunes to purchase?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
iTunes, Spotify, Pandora. Everywhere you can buy music, it's there.
Sweet. I am so grateful that you came and talked to me, Sam. I know you got other things to do, and there's only so many sovereign citizen videos that we can watch in one day. So hopefully you don't get sucked in to this. Please be careful. Be very careful. So
I hope you watched. Did you already watch this one that Sean said? Because I think you should cue that up next for the next episode.
I will. So Sam, thanks so much. If you want to stick around, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. And Sam Rager, everybody, make sure you check her out. You're on social media, right? Where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter at SG Rager, and I'm on Instagram at Rager Samantha. And I have a website, samragercomedy.com, which I will probably add more dates to once I feel less guilty about it.
Yeah. And Sean says, nice to see you with us. So yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much, everybody. And thanks, Sam. Thanks to Sam. She's fantastic. Make sure you check everything out. Thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. You guys are fantastic. Getting a lot of support. And even the ones that aren't, I'm sorry that I blocked the person earlier. I'll probably unblock them. But Sam's my friend, and I just want everyone to be nice to her because she's been so kind to me, and she's a fantastic person. So have a good rest of your night, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with episode 91.